No. The answer is no, I cannot sew 5 garments for my autumn wardrobe all in one day. I do end up sewing my coat, my light jacket, the plaid shirt, a pinafore, and a 70s inspired dress, but it takes me a few days and a lot longer than I had originally expected. However, if you want to enjoy watching me be a little bit delusionally optimistic in creating this wardrobe, then please feel free to follow along. Good morning. It is currently 5:37 a.m. I am up earlier than I usually ever am for a day of hopefully not too chaotic sewing. Why in the world did I get up so early for a whole day of sewing? Well, due to my impeccable planning skills, I have a yarn festival I'm going to this weekend, but I have a whole lot of things I really want to sew to wear. Of course, I definitely allotted myself enough time and only have today to get all of it done. I thought it would be fun to have you join me as I just try an entire day of panic sewing, basically. Let's be honest. I think first and most importantly though, I need to grab some coffee and clean this space. It's now 6:10 a.m. It's taken me, half an hour to kind of wake up and get a little bit organized. I wouldn't call this space clean, but at least my desk isn't covered in a complete mess. Since I've only cut out the pieces from the fabric for one of the 5 patterns, it would probably be best to do the other 4 now. But I'm really hungry. So I'm gonna go ahead and make myself some breakfast. I'll see you again after I finish some breakfast. Breakfast is done. Coffee is consumed. I'm feeling better. It is currently 7:30. Takes me a bit to wake up, I guess, and kind of get going. Now we are going to start on the task of cutting out all the rest of the pattern pieces that I need to from my fabrics. Just in case you're wondering, this is my fantastic new house coat. I saw this fabric in the store and I knew that I needed to make my own 1940s-ish, glamorous, yet super cozy pumpkin patch house coat. So this is a full floor length house coat that is like wearing a blanket around in the best way possible. I had a lot of other projects planned, including prep work for today, but I stopped everything just because I knew I had to have this. Best decision ever. It is 9:15. Yes, hi. I think Nutella is waking up a little bit and I'm feeling much better now too. All that's left now is to sew them together. Before I do that though, I feel kind of gross, to be honest, so I think I'm gonna go hop in the shower and let the little one run around outside a little bit. And then I will check back in when it's time to start sewing things together. I'm showered, Nutella is exercised, she had some fun, and I also did one more thing in my slight break, and that is hang up my most recent acquisition from an estate sale, which is this lovely cuckoo clock. I think it's going to help me with this chaotic sewing day and help me keep track of time a little bit. Everything about it works except for the music box. It's supposed to play a song from Fledermaus, but it doesn't do anything, unfortunately, on the hour, except for the cuckoo, but the cuckoo works. I took a little bit of a longer break. It is now 11:40 a.m. and now it's time to get on with the sewing. So at least I started the sewing before the afternoon and we'll see how far I can get. I've decided that I'm going to start with what I think is the most complicated and then work towards the easier ones. So while I still have the most attention and energy, I'll work on the ones that I think are going to be the most difficult and then I'll work backwards to the ones that are hopefully a little bit easier. We're going to be starting with the coat, then the jacket, then the plaid shirt, then the pinafore dress, and then the 70s amazing dress. At this point, I had done so much sewing and gotten up so early that I was pretty tired and starting to make a lot of mistakes. For example, this footage I filmed in super slow motion without any audio at all and didn't notice for hours. Hopefully I can tell you what I was trying to say, which is that the construction of my coat is done. The sleeves are quite long, but overall I really like how this jacket fits. It just took me most of the day at this point, and I'm kind of regretting starting with something so difficult. I wish I would have started with something a little bit easier to sew. My next choice is to work on my 70s dress, which I think is the easiest thing because I kind of needed an easy one at this point. I was pretty tired. The sun has set. I am not done sewing yet for today. On this dress, I'm actually really happy that I went with kind of a quick and easy win. I can't even find the top of this dress. Hold on. I'm a little brain fried at the moment. I've gathered the front, the back, and one sleeve so far. I'm just gathering the other one. I'm just doing it by hand because my sewing machine doesn't do gathering stitches. And then this dress is almost done. The only things that are left are to finish off the neckline here with the facing so that you can encase all of these raw edges right here. So I'm gonna put an elastic in both of these sleeves, finish off the collar, and then I'm finished with this dress. This one went fast. After I finish this, which should be within like the next 15-20 minutes. What? The lack of sleep is getting to me, that's for sure. I'll have done 2 out of the 5 things I was hoping to do today. And then I'm probably gonna move on to the other dress because it's my other easy piece. So I'm gonna stick with the easy ones for now. I'm feeling very good about those, very happy with those. It is now 8:30 and I have been wondering why the collar of this lovely dress won't fold over and stay in place nicely, and that's because I attached the wrong side of the collar to all of the gathers. So it's time for another redo. I'm not gonna film this, I'm just gonna magically skip to when the collar is fixed. I wish I could do this in real life, but I'm just gonna here we go! Like magic swipe. And I said the finishing touches would take 15 minutes, but with the magic of editing, we are a moment later and the collar is on the right way and fixed. It's just an hour later, so it's now 9:48 p.m. And yeah, I'm gonna put the elastic in this dress and then reevaluate what I wanna do, which is probably go to bed. Oh, excuse me, it is now 10:30. Yep, 10:30 nearly exactly. I'm gonna call it for the evening. I finished sewing like the machine sewing portions and construction portions of 2 of the 5 patterns I was hoping for, but I got something done today, which is better than nothing. I would like to make some of the other pieces before this weekend, so I guess we'll see where we get tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Okay, good night. Yeah, come on. Good morning! Yes, good morning to you too! What do you think? Oh, okay. This is why I never want to get out of bed in the morning. Oh gosh. I'll speak around the corner from Nutella's fur. Yesterday, I really underestimated the amount of time that I would need to finish even half of what I was hoping to finish. We are in a little bit of a convention crunch though, because I have something going on this afternoon and I don't really have any time until the weekend where we'll be going away to go to a fibre festival. So I feel like I have no choice but to see how far I can push and how far I can get today. And I'm going to start with the items I would like the most to wear this weekend. That's starting with the dress. Oh, I'm still getting used to the cuckoo clock, but I love it. Let's get started first on the dress. But before we do anything, Nutella, do you want your breakfast? Oh, you want breakfast? Let's go get breakfast. Oh my gosh. Okay, but is this lovely or what? I don't have a zipper. Whoop. Hi. It's so swooshy. Woo. What do you think, Nutters? I really like it. I'm a bit hungry, so I'm gonna go grab a quick breakfast, and then what's next? Then I'm gonna do the plaid shirt. I think I wanna do that one next, right, Nutters? Yes. Hello, hello. It is nearly 11:30. Cuckoo clock is about to chime. And it's time to start on the plaid shirt. I just read through the instructions. It doesn't look too bad. I feel like I made it a game for myself to see how much I can jinx my sewing. My goal is to finish this by 1 o'clock. By finish, I mean everything that is like machine doable for me. Since I don't have a buttonholer, that's all going to be done by hand on another day at another time. So by, oh, it's 11:30. Back to some more sewing. I am done with the major construction bits of this plaid shirt, and I think this is my best success by far. I ended up accidentally pattern matching in some places, which is, I think, the happiest accident ever with my sewing. It needs a little bit of finishing, so I need to hand sew down the collar here. I need to think about what I want to do with the sleeve length and cuffs, I'm not sure yet, and then the buttons and buttonholes. Nutella, you having a good time back there? Sometimes when you hear those noises in the background of my videos, this is what she's doing. On the ground, on the couch, on the bed, wherever is comfy. So I think this is as much as I'm going to work on this shirt for today. It is also not even 1 o'clock yet, which is what my plan was. So far, this is going way better, but I'm hoping that I don't jinx it. Way better than yesterday. It's 12:45, and I am going to finish up by working on my olive jacket. Jacket time! The jacket construction is done. All I have to do is hand sew in the other side of the collar and think about what I'm going to do with these cuffs. The sleeves turned out really long. I think I extended them and I forgot that I extended them when I was cutting out the pattern pieces. I also only have the elastic at the bottom pinned in place because I have to hand sew some of the things that are curled over, but I just wanted to see what it looked like with the elastic in place. I would have maybe liked adding a little bit more depth to this elastic bit, so have it a little bit more elastic here and then poofy higher up, which is I think a little bit more of like that 1940s style that I saw, but I still really like this. Major construction of all of my pieces done. All that's left is like hand sewing on collars, hems, buttons, things like that, cuffs, a few cuffs. I think I have a little bit of time early tomorrow morning to do that. But for the rest of today, I have about an hour and a half to clean up before I have somewhere to be this evening. Probably gonna take a little bit of a break first. I'm a little bit tired, and then I'll show you. I think Usually I show the creation of the mess, but not the cleaning up of the mess. And maybe if I show you the cleaning up of the mess, it'll motivate me more in the future to not just spend time sewing, but also cleaning up after myself when I'm done with the sewing portion. Let's go clean. The workroom, office space, whatever you want to call it, is done being cleaned up. I have fuzz on my face. Oh, yes. Okay. So I will likely check back in tomorrow morning as I am finishing off all the hand sewing on the items. See you then. For those of you who watched my vlog in Rhinebeck, then you'll know probably that what you're seeing next with my hand sewing is not the next day. I did not complete this in time. I think some people would say pretty obviously I did not give myself enough time to finish all of this before the weekend. I did have a fantastic time and I had a wonderful amount of knits to wear, but at a later date I finally had the time to sit down and finish all the hand sewing. I've become more fond of hand sewing more recently, and I find that now that I have my estate sale haul of notions, there's some wonderful things in there that I've never seen or used before that I find are really helpful, like this quick sew set of buttons. They're vintage, and I went through my new button stash again and found some wonderful buttons to add to the closure of my coat and my jacket. And then finally all of my autumn and fall sewing was complete.